All right, welcome to GoldenSaucer.net podcast, episode 247. It's Joey.
And Kyle.
A little bit different this week. We're going to go through with the Discord discussion instead of the traditional video stuff. It's mainly because I'm carless currently, and I also hurt myself, so stuck at home.
Oh, not too terribly injured though, are you?
Nah, I'll be fine.
That's good.
To make up for the, did we screwed up? To make up for the not having us on camera, I'm going to have Mortal Kombat 11 running in the background. It'll be running an AI fight, and then I'll just be pushing X once every 90 seconds or so. So
Make sure you remember.
that's not the part I forgot. I forgot to turn on the AI part, so it wanted me to fight, and I was
Yeah.
oopsie.
That seems. You could probably balance that in the podcast, right?
Yeah. So it's was May 6th, so it'll be May 6th, May 7th when you see this. Feel free to jump in the chat for one of the few times I have the chat on the screen as well. So, and also excuse any noise you hear in my house. That's just a thing. So,
Yeah, I just tried to mitigate as much as I just turned my AC off and closed my door. Not that there's too much in the way of stuff going on in my house, but
just Fenrir's gonna get right up in your face, like
yeah, just real fucking meowsy, like right in my fucking face.
Yeah. Let's see. I should also note there's no sound on the video, so if you're not seeing sound come out of Mortal Kombat, that's because when we convert this to audio, it would be real weird just to hear like "huh, ha, he, yeah, fatality." It'd be real weird.
Yeah.
So, also I put it on my Facebook for the first time, like personal Facebook. That's just me testing out how it works before I pay them money to do it to the page. We've done it to the page before, but it had to look a little bit more requirement to go through. So, but whatever. So what's been going on, Kyle? Like we missed last week because I forgot to schedule it properly.
It's not entirely what was going, but yeah, scheduling mishap was the situation last week. And then what happened the week? Was I on it the week before?
Yeah, you were out the week before that, and then last week we were going to
Oh, the week before I had the stomach virus.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah. My noob.
I don't really want to talk about that much.
Oh really? I mean, go into vivid details. Describe the hue of color and.
I mean, like, if it makes you okay, so just without going too much into it, I had 3 different bodily functions happening at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna see if Christy could give me. There's like a poop chart that has like it's a numbered scale that lets you know what you're serving up there. But it's okay.
Yeah. It was blood was one of them.
Gross.
Yeah. So that was actually the least bad part of it was the bleeding because I threw up and I heaved. And in making the heaving motion, I hit my head.
Oh.
On like the faucet or the I remember. I was delirious.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and I hit my head hard enough that I was like, it was just pissing blood.
I know we have some listeners who can relate to that.
Yeah, like it's mostly just because like your head's real vascular, right? Like there's just like a lot of pressure going on in the old jump piece.
Yeah.
But, whew.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're sharing trade and war stories here, I might have fallen off a bike, and by bike I mean motorcycle.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is I was going a whole 1 mile per hour, and it was on a piece of wet road, and I completely misjudged how to handle that. So, Christy sent it to me. It's called the Bristol Stool Scale. So if you want,
there's a whole song in Scrubs.
Oh yeah,
the TV show. See, Alf should be here. He would be into that. There's a whole song about checking the poo.
Oh yeah,
and that's like they're saying that the majority of the times when you don't know what's going on with somebody, you check the poo.
Yeah, because so that's how you figure out what's going on. Too much of something, not enough of something.
Yeah.
All the different variables are there. Also, like that's one of the things when I was taking my undergraduate course, I had a class in anthropology. They're like, we love poo. If you find poo, you learn so much about
Do we just you
a
just
culture
know
by
about the peoples? Yeah,
yeah,
because of what was going on in their dietary habits and like where they were doing it. And, like,
yeah, exactly. Even in how they treated it and what was going on with it, like
yeah,
how far was it from their civilization, and all kinds of cool stuff. Like so, but yeah, so we've had a little bit of time off. Alf said he would be jumping in here, so hopefully he does. You know.
yeah, maybe we'll see. Yeah.
And we tested out the Discord earlier, him and I, so he should be able to jump in. I think he wanted to try to like hook up a better headset. So
Makes sense. Having a quality headset's probably pretty integral to this type of.
I mean, truthfully, you can make do with a bad headset and have a great mic.
Yeah.
Man, I love watching this AI play because it does some sick combos. You're like,
Yeah. Is there where can I look at that?
yeah, just go to Twitch. I'm up there. You can watch it.
Just watch it on
Just be
Twitch.
sure to
All
mute
right.
yourself.
Yeah. Let
So
me make sure
otherwise,
that.
you get that infinite feedback loop of just
Oh,
what?
did Noob Saibot just fatality someone? Is that what I'm looking at?
Flawless victory too.
Wow.
So I mean, so basically, all right. So like, we can talk about what the fuck you've been playing. I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11.
I got to sink my teeth into that a little, not as much as I would have liked to, but
Yeah. Well, I will say this, like, as a person who plays this game for the story, I was very happy. There's a good bit of story. I won't tell you like how many chapters, but I will tell you like all the cutscenes adds up to about 3 hours, and so you can kind of work it backwards from there.
yeah,
Um, and like I feel like they leave the story in a place where they can kind of do a bunch of different things, and they do some fun things with the story too. They kind of just like they 100% show you that they're taking Mortal Kombat seriously in the sense of they want to do a good job, but they're not taking it seriously in the sense of like, oh no, this needs to make sense. This needs to be great.
yeah. I mean, but like let's look at Mortal Kombat's past in terms of like taking itself seriously. Like Mortal Kombat, what was it like? Annihilation, one of the PS2 ones,
Mhm.
had a fucking character named Mocap, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he was like a mocap model that they didn't even bother giving him a fatality, but they wrote him a storyline.
yeah.
So like they took it, the storyline for him was that Mortal Kombat, the game that you were playing, was actually a Johnny Cage movie, and
Mhm.
that one of the characters uh, was being motion captured by this character named Mocap.
I see. I see.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like it fuck, man. Noob Saibot's really giving it to old Aaron Mike.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Well,
so, sometimes it be like that.
for the
Uh,
for this thing, you'll probably see him kill about 30 people.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so what do you think about the story? Like, do
So
you think that it was cohesively written? That it was
so for me, like I feel like by like it's no hiding it in the marketing. They show you that the old characters are there and they're back. They have old Johnny Cage, they have old Sonya Blade, they have
Mhm.
old Kano.
So
You have
that's the thing that I and by old you mean young.
right.
Uh, but that's kind of the thing that I like about this Mortal Kombat specifically is that it once again kind of feels like you're a kid playing with action figures,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like it's got like this very like look at this like ridiculous cast of characters. Like they're just like so mismatched in terms of like who they are and their backgrounds and shit
hmm
that like it does feel at least uh like they put like a lot of effort into the characters.
yeah. And then some of the characters they made from the previous game. Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs. They don't have the Kenshi's.
Oh, the blind samurai.
Yeah, yeah. They don't have his replacement, but the, it kind of they kind of pay off a little bit because you get to. Oh, this is a cool fatality. Sorry.
I was like, Joey, do you just have Noob Saibot on like insane mode and like
Yes, I do. I have him on.
okay.
He's basically a rushdown combo character Like so this is we'll get to this in the news, but there's a way that you can cheese the system by uh, making an AI character like this
Okay.
that is just
Wait,
going
are
to
you
be
earning
yes,
stuff by
yes,
watching
yes.
this?
So I'll get into it in the little in the news a little bit, but when we talk about it, but
Okay, sure.
yeah, anything your AI does, you get credit for. So if they find coins, like you saw him, he did a fatality there, so I got the hearts for him doing a fatality.
Yeah,
Obviously, like I'm gaining XP and leveling and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. And then
yeah.
like so, as the new Cybot is AI character is playing, I'm getting unlocking some of his gear.
Jeez.
Yeah.
His character design's really fucking
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
I just like watching him do stuff.
Oh, well, nice graphics. Thanks.
Hi, Kyle.
Yeah, yeah, this is the normal setup. It's just that our ugly mugs aren't in the middle. It's a video game.
So yeah, danger chunk. I don't know if I should be disavowing you, but yeah, we're doing it. We're doing this all via Discord right now, and so like I'm watching Joey streaming uh in Twitch, so I can kind of see you in real time,
Yeah,
sort of. Not really, but
yeah. Discord is pretty good for this. Especially like the thing I liked the most about this was the ability to tell who is talking by having the Discord indicator lights on our things and our names. So
yeah. Functionality wise, in terms of not having a camera to see when somebody's speaking, this is obviously the step directly down from that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I would like for us to be able
Or maybe
to.
it could be a step up if you just hate looking at us.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, I don't want to watch those nerds. Let me watch Mortal Kombat fatalities in the background." So,
It's just Noob Saibot spamming the same two.
well, he only has two fatalities.
I know, so
He will do a brutality on occasion.
yeah.
The problem with that, so geez, I really don't want to jump in the news. The problem with that is he only does brutalities that you've unlocked, and I've only unlocked the default two. So
Yeah, I heard Max's whole thing on, but he also said that he finished the crypt somehow, but I assume he was doing this.
yeah, yeah. Let me answer this.
A second cameras.
You missed it when we were talking about it, Danger Chunk. All the equipment is locked in storage behind a bunch of stuff, so that's my bad. And so um,
My bad, my blunder.
so all right. So I mean, as far as the story, like we were talking about, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I I don't know, like it's a Mortal Kombat story, and like Mortal Kombat, hands down, oh, NetherRealm Studios, hands down, does the best story in fighting games. They actually put effort into it. They actually make it fun. They make it interesting, and it makes it like it makes me want to play a fighting game. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm not going to
I can agree
get
with you to
good.
a degree. I think as far as like an original story, I think it's the best.
Yeah. I mean, like it's just better delivered than the tidbits of story you get from, you know, say a Street Fighter.
Yeah, hands down. Uh,
Kyle asking
I
about
mean,
Guilty
like
Gear.
it's it's a little too anime, but like Mortal Kombat's just fucking white people anime. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I've read over the Guilty Gear one, but I'm so lost at what's going on there. Um, but I mean, DBZ had a pretty good one too. But I
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that if you're going up against a well established story arc driven series,
that free game.
are you just gonna ask us every fighting game that
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
wait, what about I'm gonna field this one.
Oh,
Oh, you talking about Subspace Emissary?
I'm more of a World of Light kind of guy.
I like Subspace Emissary a lot.
All right, all right, all right. Well, so I've been playing this, and we're going to talk a lot about it in the news because like a lot of things happened last week with it, and
Hmm.
then they got fixed this week. So I kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Um,
did they? I heard that they addressed some
a lot
like
of the stuff
naysayers?
has been fixed, but it's kind of like an awkward kind of fix. So,
Okay.
um, if you want, we can talk about what the fuck you've been playing, because this is basically all I've been playing.
Yeah. It's funny that what I that Kyle's here because I've been playing
Oh my god,
fuck, what is that game called, Kyle?
match 3 Boogaloo.
It's Matt. It's a it's a honey pop without the cool stuff.
We got Honey Pop too. I left that out of the news.
Gems of War.
Oh,
Gems
you
of
mean
War.
Avengers?
Uh, yeah, I've been playing the absolute crap out of Gems of War. Like
Look at that junk.
easy, fucking 2-3 hours a day, easy, no problem, maybe more. Uh, the game's really fun. I don't know why I was giving Kyle so much shit about it. Because
I mean, it's basically like Puzzle Quest, right?
yeah, it's very similar to Puzzle Quest, except I think that it handles like distribution of rewards better
Mm-hmm.
than Puzzle Quest.
Right.
Especially like some of the rewards, like if you find like the treasure maps and you get to do the treasure map game, the treasure map game is so beautifully engineered.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just this perfect amount of like flashy shit on the screen and like success noises and like the degree of like because it is matching 3, but you also have to like there's this like math to it where like if you match 3 then it creates like okay, so the mini game is there's copper, silver, gold, and then the gold translates into like a bag of gold, and then a bag of gold becomes a box of gold, and then a box of gold becomes a treasure chest, and a treasure chest becomes a safe.
Mm.
And like you have to like get these minor matches in order to like make these bigger matches happen, and you have a certain number of turns in order to get as much loot out of these boxes as you can. And it gives you extra turns for making bigger plays.
Yeah.
And so like, and I know this seems like pretty par for the course for a puzzle game, but holy shit, Noob Saibot is really going to fucking town on Shao Kahn right now.
I
told you. You're gonna die. This is bad. This
Yeah.
fucking MLG shit. So, but like, and like the rewards are like not staggering. You know what I mean? Like if you do, like if you fucking kill it one round,
Mm-hmm.
you might get to open a like a pack that has like one thing in it, maybe 2 things.
Right.
Like the greatest rewards that I've gotten have been from donating a bunch of stuff to Kyle's guild. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I logged in today and got a bunch of rewards for. I finished a bunch of guild stuff, and they sent me a shitload of stuff for it. Like more stuff that I was like, oh fuck, I'm not really quite sure how to spend this stuff. But I really enjoy this game. It's just been like, especially like coming down from Sekiro.
Right.
Like, okay, so first off, I just the past couple of days, I finished Sekiro entirely. I've seen every ending, everything that game has to offer. I got 34 out of 34 achievements.
Oh wow.
And for one of the first games in a long time that I've been willing to put that kind of time and effort into, and I'm very, very satisfied that I was motivated enough to put that kind of effort into that game. And there's a lot of like occasions where like similarly with Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, I wanted to 100% those games as well.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, like you just reach the point of tedium where it's just like no longer fun. You're just like, oh, I have to grind this thing in order
I gotta go scan all these planets.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. And like the scanning the planets isn't benefiting you anymore because you have the you know what I mean, like all the things that you get from scanning the planet, like the materials that you get from scanning the planets are like so beneath you now, like in terms of like what research you're doing and whatever, that like scanning the planet is literally for the sake of scanning the planet. And Sekiro has very little of that. The only achievement that I felt like was kind of a drag was completing the skill tree, because that required probably after I had done all 4 endings of that game. Spoiler: the game has 4 endings. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it's in the achievements. Like, um, after I got all 4 endings, I had to play like halfway through the game again to get to a spot where there were enemies that were strong enough that yielded a number of XP that wasn't so insignificant that it didn't make the grind like a fucking suicide mission.
Right.
So like technically, like I want to say that I had to do like 4.5 plays of the game. Um, but yeah, that was the only thing that was really this didn't feel natural. Like the progression of Sekiro's um oh, congratulations, Kyle. That fight. Oh, by cheesing it, I'm disappointed in you. You should probably by cheesing it, do you mean that you made him fall off the ledge, or did you like how'd you do it? I know it was hard to cheese because you have to jump on the thing, but like
He
did,
paid a
did you
kid.
did you jumped on the thing? Yeah, you're
He PayPal'd a kid $10 to
yeah.
controller share with him.
Did you watch Sekiro Guru here? Do you know who I'm talking about, Kyle? Is that what you
All right. Well,
um
let's all right. All right. So for those who are watching the audio portion, he did.
Sorry, that's really meta.
So yeah, there's some chat things going on there.
It's because I'm monitoring your IP, Kyle.
All right. All right. Well, any other thoughts on Sekiro?
No, I truly love that game. I think that it is in my game of the year spot at the moment. There's a lot of competition this year because like obviously Borderlands stream was
Yeah, we got that in the news a little bit. So yeah.
fucking incredible. So like I think it has like some very real.
Sorry.
Oh, she got a punch in.
Yeah.
She turned into a bee.
Yeah, there's a 2-slot augment you can take that when you die you turn into a bee and you get another chance to.
Oh wow.
Wow,
so. Mortal Kombat's got like some real shit, huh? I mean, obviously, like that stuff's like all gonna be fucking like not tournament legal.
Right,
I assume.
right. Yeah, this is all like fuck around at your house and do whatever.
Yeah, but that's cool. Like it's like spirits and Smash. Like
yeah. But I'm glad you're enjoying Sekiro. I think the question I had I know the answer, but this is just for the podcast. Gems of War is free to start, correct?
It is absolutely free to start. The paywall is I haven't hit what I would consider to be a paywall. Like you know how in most like mobile like freemium games you get to the point where like you have to put the game down.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not allowed to play the game anymore. You have to wait or pay money. I have not hit that point.
Yeah.
I bought. Huh?
Kyle in the chat saying he hit level 60 and still hasn't hit it yet.
Yeah, I'm like 41, and I haven't hit a paywall. I did buy one pack because I had a bunch of like the gold coins, like the Nintendo coins.
Mm-hmm.
And like when they advertised the thing, like it was like the $5, like you can only buy 3 of them total. Like it's a $5 thing and you can buy 3, and like I was like, yeah, sure, I'll buy one. Like and I bought one and got a guy that I really like. He's a Stoneheim giant, and he's really interesting playstyle. So
there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's tipping out a developer for a game you've enjoyed for 40 levels.
Yeah, I've gotten a minimum of 20 hours out of the game. So yeah, it's $5, and especially $5 that I earned via buying Nintendo games doesn't feel that bad. And that's literally all I've spent on it. And I feel like even that was not necessary. Like I could have not done it and still had a very good time. But yeah, it's free. It's free on the Switch.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, no Alf here, so this is the part where we'll transition to the news, and boy, do I have a lot of news.
All right, let's fucking go.
All right. So I went. I think I got our news together, and oh man, now I can't see fucking Mortal Kombat. I'm just gonna.
You can't see what Mortal
Well,
Kombat. Oh,
I just need to
how
make.
sad for you.
I know. I need
You
to
have
know
to
when to hit
miss.
A. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'll let you know. It's you have to miss fucking Noob Saibot crushing Johnny Cage.
All right. So yeah, I kind of went and like an interesting order here, but I think I got it all put together. Mind you, this is a little bit of last week's news put together with this week's news. So kind of work with me here. All right. So some small little news. One thing, Chrono Trigger was voted the greatest game of this era by Japanese fans. So
So some context here, without Wesley here.
oh nice.
Japan, yeah, Japan just entered a new era.
Right, the
Um,
Reiwa era.
yeah. So they're voting on the previous era, which I actually don't know what the time frame is.
1989. So roughly what is that? 30 years?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so basically they once they have a new emperor that sets forth a new era, and then they're kind of just saying basically the best game of the last 30 years. Number 2 was Breath of the Wild, number 3 was Near Automata. So
Interesting choices. I can get behind that.
and it's funny that we have a piece about Chrono Trigger in here, and you were talking about grinding to the end. Like Chrono Trigger is one of those games where
Noob just killed Johnny.
okay, I mainly need the prompt. There we go. Yeah, the where Chrono Trigger is one of those ones where we had the, you kind of have to grind a little bit to get all the magic you need, to finish the game. You
Yeah.
can get it through normal gameplay, but if you kind of speed through, you'll end up grinding. So I just thought that was neat, especially because it's one of my favorite games and one of all of us love. So
Kyle, what do you mean by this? What is this?
I think he wants to know how I'm playing Mortal Kombat. Well, we'll figure
It's
out.
it's just he has an AI program to a very high difficulty.
Well, not a high difficulty; it's a cheese difficulty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
we explained that. How the
yeah. We
Japanese
just
eras.
explained.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So next piece of news. Where's my little dingleberry here? Uh, Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker have wrapped motion capture for Last of Us Part Two. That means that was followed up immediately by saying that the game has gone gold, basically. So I correct
Say it one more time.
that the motion capture is done for The Last of Us.
Oh, for The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So not gold yet, but it's pretty close, probably. Yeah. It's just saying motion capture's done.
Yeah. I mean,
So probably, get to see some new stuff before E3. All right,
yeah.
other small things that we missed within the last stuff. We talked about this before, and I guess we can talk about it again here. There was speculation before on why Notch's name was removed from the title screen of Minecraft, and so
Yeah.
they recently celebrated an anniversary, and they
Mhm.
basically just said they excluded him from the anniversary and by an extent his name from the title screen because of his comments and opinions. I'm not going to regurgitate what he said or go into it, but it certainly is speculation. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So yeah. So there you go. There's a little bit of news there. Um, let's see. Did we ever talk about the multiplayer for Skyrim at all? I don't remember if we did.
I know you and I have talked about it personally. I don't remember if we talked about it publicly.
Well, basically, the devs have come out and said, yeah, we don't owe the community anything, even if you guys are paying for it. If it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And there's
Yeah.
all kinds of drama in there. You can look into how much we're talking about people Patreoning $2,400 or $24,000 a month. Like,
Holy shit.
so yeah, yeah. So and they're like, we don't owe you guys anything. So maybe, just maybe, don't give them money.
I mean, I already have stopped giving Bethesda money, but
Well, this is not Bethesda. This is a fan project.
right. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. How do we get that money? We just start lying to people there, I guess, how do you sleep at night? On a big pile of money, right?
On your cash, I
uh,
deposit it and then I
Lewd artist. I have a lewd artist article in here somewhere. Where is it?
I thought he meant that we're having an artist make lewds of us.
Oh, I see. All right. So, speaking of lewds,
I'm
Kyle,
still trying to get that Rule 34, man.
would you be glad to know that there is a Kickstarter for a Mass Effect inspired porn game?
Woo! I'm really fucking pumped on that.
So basically, they took the
Just the romance
yep,
options
yep,
engine stuff
yep.
and fucking really extrapolated on it. And
Yeah, it's called Subverse. It's oh geez, it's made
yeah,
by
I'm for
FOW
it.
Interactive. They raised over $2 million on Kickstarter, so
Let's go.
it's certainly a thing.
I'll play that shit. I'm already about dating Sims to begin with.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it looks like there's some tactics game in here, you know, and some space shooter and
Yeah, just put a fucking shmup in between the the dialogue, and whatever.
oh my god, this is terrible. All right.
No,
Yeah, this looks bad.
it's fine.
This
Joe
looks
is fine.
bad.
Joe is fine. It's fine. Is it 3D rendered?
It looks like it. It doesn't look too good.
Oh, all right.
All right. All right. All right. Well, if you want to look into Subverse, coming soon to not Steam. All right. All right. Speaking of Smash Ultimate and of World of Light, Smash Bros. Ultimate is the best-selling fighting game of all time. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Shut up. We're gonna talk about Honey Pop 2. Don't fucking ruin it.
We're not going to talk about Honey Pop 2, other than to say they put out a weird trailer for Honey Pop 2.
That trailer be weird.
I mean, what they didn't show anything. They literally didn't show anything for Honey Pop 2. They just put
Yeah,
out a trailer and said Honey Pop 2.
There's been like weird speculation about like what characters are in it and like what their whole thing is, and there was some drama about somebody saying one of the characters was trans or something, and people got bent out of shape. And there literally does not need to be a fucking political debate about fucking Honey Pop.
Yeah.
Just if you want to play it, play it. If you don't. That's how Honey Pop works.
All right. I'm trying to stick to lighter news because the next ones are kind of heavy so.
Oh damn.
Oh well, it's because it's the Mortal Kombat stuff, the Gears of War, the Gearbox stuff, all that stuff. So
okay.
So I'm trying to get all the little guys out of the way. So this is kind of weird. Microsoft has updated their community standards list yesterday, and they're putting a heavy emphasis on toxicity, and harassment. And so they kind of went into depth and gave examples of what you can say and what you can't say. So they're like, you can kind of say like, where is it at here? They're like, you can't say get good or kill yourself or other things like that. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Where's the examples on this page? Oh my god. I don't know where they put them. Holy crap. Okay, well I can't find them. I clicked the wrong article. This one takes me to the page. But anyway, they're like you can't say kill yourself, but you can say get good or get on my level. Okay, here you go. Acceptable trash talk includes get destroyed, can't believe you thought you were on my level. That's some serious potato aim, get wrecked. Only reason you went positive was you spent all game camping. Try again, kid. Cheap win. Come at me when you can actually drive without running cars off the road. That sucked. Get good and come back when your KD is over 1. Yeah, I don't like potato aim either, but
I like potato aim. I think that's a pretty harsh insult, man.
I think potato aim is like depends on how you sell that one, you know. All right, so here's the one.
Kyle, I'll dig for it and see if I can find it for you.
Here is.
It was like subreddit bitching, like not even like real. You know what I mean? It wasn't like an article or anything.
All right, so here's the ones that say take it too far. Get sexual threat. That might be. That might be. the podcast name.
So get sexual threat. Do they mean get fucked?
No, it says get sexual threat. Get blown, I guess.
Yeah.
Can't believe you thought you were.
Maybe they mean it's like rape or something.
Yeah. Can't believe you thought you were on my level. Hey,
I
profanity.
thought that was one of the good ones.
Okay, well, you can say "can't believe you thought you were on my level," but you can't. You can say "get destroyed," but you can't say "get sexual threat."
Yeah.
All right. Hey, profanity. That was some serious potato aim. Get wrecked, trash.
So that's just too. You put potato aim with a profanity, and then you called them trash. That's just too much.
Yeah. All right.
What if it's indifferent? Like if you said like, hey, profanity, enter, potato aim, enter. You know what I mean? Like, are you getting away with that because it's more than one thought?
No, they're probably still mad at you. So here, only reason you went positive was you spent all game camping. KYS kid. So KYS is obviously kill yourself.
Yeah. Also, like I thought the camping thing was also fine.
No,
yeah, that was on both lists.
Right, they're showing you that you can like where the line is, like by saying kill yourself, by putting profanity, by putting a sexual threat, calling a person trash.
Telling someone to kill themselves is the line. I didn't realize.
Hold on, two more.
There's more. Okay, hit me. Let me hear them.
Cheap win, totally expected from a racial slur.
Oh.
Yeah.
They got a team on this, man. They got mods.
Yeah. All right. Last one. You suck. Get out of my country. Maybe they'll let you back in when your KD's over 1. So, yeah. Get sexual threat.
Get sexual threat. Write that down. Next, please.
Yeah, that's pretty. That one's pretty wild. Oh, you forgot somebody hit A there.
Oh yeah, it's because I was laughing. Get sexual threat. Get sexual threat, motherfucker.
I mean, but like some of those, like
go back to your country.
I guess.
Oh my god.
Oh god, you're loud. Okay.
Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Hey buddy.
What's up, guys?
We're recording a podcast.
Man, what a great podcast in the comfort of my own couch.
I'm in a computer chair.
Oh, look at you.
I'm in a sweaty computer chair.
Yeah, mine's sweaty too. I have my AC turned off, you know, for the viewing. Well,
the viewing.
Like it's Dr. Eggman.
Oh yeah,
Eggman.
That's right. I put Roboto Nick.
All right. Well, you know what? I forgot to put that in the thing. So we were just
You've seen the memes about that too. The Jim Carrey, more like Jim Carrey, the whole film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that meme. It's true. They ain't wrong.
Yeah, they ain't wrong. Although they said they were gonna fix it. So is that part of your news too, Joey?
Yeah, that is.
So I have a thing with that. It's like you could fix the design. The movie's still bad.
Yeah, no, but like that's the problem is that all we have is the design to shit on right now. Like we'll have more to shit on later.
Well, there's a line. There's a line that James, whatever his name, Marston, is that his name? Whatever's the guy's
John
name?
Marston.
Yeah, whatever. He literally was like, "Is that a child in the back?" He's like, "No." Well, it is, but it's not my child. I'm like, in what real world mechanic does that actually work? Like, who says that out loud and thinks, "Oh, it's fine"?
Yeah, it's like written by fucking like Google bots or something. Like who knows? Like it's like written by like one of those like AI bots that you're supposed to talk to. You know what I mean? Like
we made a computer watch Sonic and the Hedgehog old '80s cartoon and chili dog commercials and came up with this movie for 100 hours.
Yes. That is how they're writing this film.
Oh, it's so bad. Anyways, yes, go ahead. Sorry guys, what were you talking about?
We were just talking about
Joey went through it's so good. Joey went through the list of things that Gearbox says you can't say.
Not Gearbox, Xbox.
Xbox, okay. I thought you said Gearbox.
What do you
mean? Sorry. They have like they have like a whole Xbox Live enforcement thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They just basically like put out some examples of things you can say and things you and then conversely what the version of that you can't say is, and like some of them are like they're obviously they're like can't say sexual threat, can't say racial slur, can't say get out of my country, can't say kill yourself, but they do say like some trash talk is fine, and they do give some examples that I would have thought like were not 100% acceptable. Yeah, like potato aim, as Kyle says. I mean, they're just saying you aimed with a potato, a potato gun. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, we could talk about the Sonic movie other than just to say everyone hates Sonic having human teeth, hates Sonic
He's too tall.
having
They
human
also
legs,
yeah, that's the problem. Is like they just made him
no
like
conjoined eyes.
too real looking.
Too
Like that's
humanoid. Way
yeah,
too.
like he's like not hyper stylized enough. Like
He looks
that's
like a
like
dude in a cosplay costume. Like seriously.
like the problem is that like well, I mean, this is just for me to shit on Kyle. The problem is that Sonic sucks to begin with. So.
All right.
And we just got a good a Pokemon movie on top of that. So it's like,
yeah, it's up against something that's already like clearly like more defined, and like that's yeah, fucking come at me. The Sonic thing, like I think that like what Alpha was saying is first off just on point. Like that the dialogue is like it's just like not written by humans. Like it's just like this like weird stilted AI like shit that like got crapped out by like a Google bot or something. And I don't know. The design I think is probably going to be the least of the problems, but at least that's getting corrected. So
No, like, why is Sonic on Earth trying to save us? Why isn't he saving Mobius? Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things I don't understand. The core concept of it's like, well, looks like I got to save your world. It's like, oh, okay, why? And why are you listening to Gangster's Paradise?
yeah, the Gangster's
Well, I mean,
Paradise is the weird part.
That's the dopest part. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what is going on
It's
here?
just so weird.
Here you go. I don't know if you guys saw that. I put it in the Discord.
Oh wow, you could do that.
Yeah,
with this thing?
yeah. No, Discord's the shit, dude.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, that's about how that goes.
Oh yeah, the kid from Jumanji. Yeah, that's what they did. They just copied the kid from Jumanji and dyed him blue.
And like
What are these Garfield lasagna things? Oh,
it's because Joey was talking about lasagna earlier, and he was like, "My lasagna's done," so I posted these fucking gross Garfield things.
Take that.
Yeah, gross.
But
I still hate it. Thanks.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh, that's easy. There we go. Done.
Oh, get out of here. I didn't know you could do that. It's awesome.
Yeah, Discord's great like that. So,
yeah.
Kyle in the chat was bringing up the thing that Sega is just trying to like obviously appease their fans. All right, bye Kyle. I love talking to you. And then
thanks for stopping by, bud.
Paramount should have is definitely the ones who should be.
Did Kyle leave?
Yeah, he's gone for the night.
He was on Twitch chat.
Oh, okay, wrong Kyle.
Yeah, if no, baby tables. Also, Alpha, if you go to the Twitch channel, Joey's streaming Mortal Kombat visuals on the channel, and it looks great.
Nice.
Yeah. But,
I'd rather not jinx my internet right now, so go ahead.
That's fair.
But like obviously Paramount should have known like how to get that done correctly, and like them saying that they're going to go back and fix it in response to the fans, that's kind of stressing, and that's kind of one of the things we're going to talk about in a minute. Like, who's fixing it, right? Is the only thing that they have done so far the animation done is what was for the trailer, right? Like these animators aren't going to go back and have enough time between now and release to redo that whole movie, right?
Yeah, like it just seems like
well, not at a healthy pace, right?
That's the problem. Is that like
and also like August?
But like also
so.
Because they've decided that they're going to adhere to their fans and listen to them, they're setting the precedent that the fans get to beholden what their art is. It's like that same thing we talk about with video games. Like all of a sudden now, November. All of a sudden now, like they go, well, you fixed this thing. Why didn't you fix this other thing that we had? That it would have been a success if you had listened to us even more.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think like it depends on how much they change. Like if they kind of fix his eyes and soften like a couple features in there, and it basically looks the same, and they just kind of change the face a little bit, it might be
Mhm.
just to like, oh well, this is what we were able to do. Keep our idea and incorporate something a little more traditional, right?
Yeah.
And then they can always back that up by saying we weren't going to overwork our animator staff or our creative vision, you know, just because you guys demanded on the internet, like, oh
To a certain degree, like
no,
I understand, like being like, oh,
I just got
yo
kicked off.
server died, yo server died, boy.
So that is one of the things that I could complain about on Mortal Kombat. So, but go ahead.
I got super sidetracked by Mortal Kombat. I lost my thought.
This is why I don't watch it anymore.
No, by it derailing, I need Mortal Kombat to be on.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
Well, nonetheless, like the Sonic movie, it's going to come out, and I mean, like, I would say, like, I'm happy with how Jim Carrey looks. I think,
I'm really happy how he looks.
I agree. I think that's like one of the character designs that like they stuck close enough to the source material to make it recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean, like the fact that it's blue and spiky, like I get it's Sonic, but like holy crap.
And then they had the Eggman reveal at the end where he's bald and he looks like
He's got the mustache. Yeah, dude. Like
it's great.
I think that character design is like pretty on par for you know what I mean? Like they didn't make him like he's not like some like perfectly round, like rotund.
Right. No, the design's
representation,
really
like-
well done.
Like it takes enough artistic license to like Jim Carrey can like mold the character and like find who he is within Eggman and still have room for it to be faithful to the source material.
Right. And then, I mean, and not like Eggman has like, or Robotnik has a whole lot to.
He's not a robust fucking lore, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're not talking.
Right, but you don't want a boss hog villain, you know what I'm saying? Like,
a boss hog villain.
But you got
Them hedgehog boys.
Sonic's like, I run fast. You're never going to catch me. How are you going to get out of that thing? You're not even going to get out of there.
I mean, just take a look at that picture.
He's like,
look at him. Look how high he is.
He's like, go back to your country, Sonic.
Come back with your Katie's over one.
Look at him enjoying life in that picture I sent.
Yeah, no, he definitely looks pretty.
Sonic's having a great time. All right, let's move on to some other stuff. You guys want to know the games of gold for May?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
Outcast, Second Contact until the 15th. Marooners, the whole month of May. Earth Defense Force, Insect Armageddon for the 360. Golf Club 2019 featuring PGA Tour at 516, and Comic Jumper from 516 to 531. Comic Jumper is okay. Earth Defense Force is okay. The rest of those I don't know about.
Yeah, that sounds real lackluster.
Is that for Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox 360.
Dang.
You better pay. Well, I mean, if you pay.
360 is still doing this shit?
Yes,
yeah.
And if you pay for, and if on Xbox Live Games of Gold, the 360 stuff, once you own it, you own it. It's not like PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm really happy about the PS4, PS Plus games with May. They have Overcooked, which is an amazing couch co-op game
that game is very good, but you will really test the relationship with the person that you're
Overcooked's awesome.
playing with. Yeah, I like very much enjoy Overcooked.
Yeah, from every stream that I've seen, the game looks really fun.
I've only played it for maybe like 10 minutes.
Right, and then they also have. Holy crap! They're like, you can't. They're like they're like error retrieving tower.
Yeah, I see that. You can't do the Towers of Time or the Crypt right now. That needs the servers.
Yeah, so they might take it down for maintenance. Can't do Towers of Time.
Kyle, take a look at that picture.
Yeah, oh no, I'm looking at it.
What can I put on here?
r/tribute. Don't go to r/tribute.
No, yeah, don't do that.
What?
The picture that Alf sent is that those like Kirby blind boxes toys, and it's like Kirby like inhaling, but it's also like inhaling like a anime figure's ass right now, like one of those figures that you frequently see on r/tribute.
And what's funny, I know that ass. I think it's from Dragon's Crown.
maybe, yeah.
All right.
Pretty. The backbone curvature is what's kind of giving it away.
I see. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do this for the MK stream. Okay, there you go.
No.
See, this is why we shouldn't have access to memes.
Nope.
All right. Well, let's get back on track. And
yeah.
the second
I have one
PS
more, but I won't do it.
the second PS Plus game for May is What Remains of Edith Finch.
Okay, the game's weird.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That game's. I mean, it's pretty good. It's a little like if you like murder mystery kind of stuff, you know. So yeah. There's your PS Plus games. What else we got? All right. That's a bigger of a talker. Blizzard is no longer attending Gamescom 2019.
Oh wow.
Saying that they want to focus on their future projects and current games in development.
All the mobile games.
I'm about to say they don't want to do another. You guys don't have phones, so that's kind of a small one we can throw away there. Devil May Cry 1 coming to Switch this summer, according to Devil May Cry Twitter. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is it the HD one or is it like the standard?
It just
port?
says relive the adventure to introduce the legendary Dante to the world with the original Devil May Cry coming to Nintendo Switch this summer.
Gross.
So
if it's not the HD one, gross.
It'll probably be the HD one. It's not DMC, so
yeah, it's probably the HD one.
Our favorite developers, Platinum Games,
Platinum,
working on 2 new IPs, and they're going to publish their own games. So remember, they got they've
bought
been
by Microsoft, right?
Exactly. So, were they
acquired by Microsoft?
Yeah. So, yeah, publishing your own game seems kind of weird, you know.
Yeah, I have faith in them though.
Were they acquired? Were they bought by Microsoft?
I thought so.
I like what Iggy did with Bloodstain, saying, "We heard you. Here you go." Like, updated.
Yeah.
No, I think they're still independent, right?
Are they?
Yeah, I think they're still independent. Who did Microsoft buy? We can't remember. Remember, they were doing Scalebound for Microsoft.
They bought Obsidian.
Yeah.
Why did I think that Microsoft bought them? Am I dumb?
I don't know. Well, let's look who they just bought. Anyway, so they're going to get their own 2 new IPs. They bought the people who did. They bought Playground Games, Compulsion, Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory is who you're thinking of, probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Okay. The other short thing we have here, Bloodstain Ritual Night got a release date for June 28th on.
I'm excited.
Hype.
Yeah.
I like the video, man. Like everything that they redid, it was awesome.
They show the redone art style, so it's June 28th for your big boys, and then June 25th for the Switch, which is a week later. So,
well, I got the Switch version, so.
I don't.
Didn't we? What did Kyle buy us collector's editions for? The
probably maybe the Switch version.
The 8-bit one.
I don't know. I think it was this one.
I
don't know. I'm really happy about this game. I'm gonna definitely I'm excited to play it, especially with the new art style and everything.
Did Kano just fucking take a leak?
Yeah, that's his intro. I didn't skip his intro because I'm not looking at it. His intro is him taking a leak.
Great, nice.
All right. Because I'm looking at news. Okay. Last light news, and then we have a couple heavy ones. For May the 4th, For Honor added lightsabers to
I
affect
saw
dual
that. Yeah.
swords. So
Really?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. It did not look that terrible, but it looked pretty terrible.
I
I'm
mean
gonna look a video of that.
it's
What?
a
That's awesome.
It's cute though.
it's a
like
1-day thing for
it was a
like,
1-day thing, and it
Well,
was
no, I
fun.
know, but I didn't even know they did that. So I'm gonna look it up. Hold
just like they
Yeah,
added
it was-
rabbits for April Fools, you know.
on.
So, all right. So the next one we have a couple biggies.
That is awesome.
Tying into a couple of the stories we're going to cover. Riot's employees today had a walkout.
Fuck, I saw that. Yeah.
So obviously they Riot, makers of League of Legends. So and then their employees, the 150 walked out over forced arbitration and what they were saying, like a sexist work environment, sexist policies, a bad work environment, things like that. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of the hot topics right now, especially in video game development, is the unionizations of workers to provide protections, protections for work hours, protections against, who do you go to for if you're having problems with sexual harassment and the management isn't dealing with it, who do what are you going to do about forced arbitration if you find out that you've been wronged by the company, but you have to go through this arbitration process and you feel like you're being treated unfairly. And when you could get a settlement with a lawyer for way more than this arbitration is going for, right? And then, your resources are tied up in this forced arbitration for years, 1-2 years maybe. And where, in that amount of time, you could have already had a lawyer been done with and paid, right? So
Yeah.
so that's kind of one of the big things that's happening right now. And so I don't and where that ties in is, we talked about the Sonic team who's making the movie, not Sonic team, but the people who are animating Sonic. If they have to remake that, that's extra hours, right?
Yep.
Like that's
More
not done,
paychecks.
right? And that's like, you're expecting a 40-hour
Or maybe
work
not
week.
even more paychecks, just more work.
Right, you're expecting a 40-hour work week. Like, hey, no, Reddit won't shut up about like him looking like the kid from Jumanji. You're working 60 hours this week. And you're a contract employee. You don't have a per hour pay. You have the job's done pay.
Yep.
So, and that kind of ties into one of the other things that we have to talk about. With
Mhm.
Goes to talk into what's going on with Borderlands 3, and the work environment of Mortal Kombat. Like obviously they had to crunch to get the game out on time, to make it look the way it looks, to make it play the way it plays. And there's some people saying that there's a sexist and toxic work environment there at NetherRealm, right? There's a whole
That is what I've read.
right. There's a whole article in Variety about it. They're talking about 100-hour work weeks, right? That's 2 full-time jobs, and I'm not trying to be on the side of corporations here, but 100-hour work weeks could mean working 7 days a week for several weeks. Did one of you guys die?
Yeah. My
No,
mic
I'm
got
here.
my mic got
I was
disconnected for a
waiting for
second.
you.
So, but that's like, when you work 7 days, 12, 13 hours a day, right? That's 100 hours. And then you're doing it again the next week. You have no days off, right? You're basically
Yeah.
waking up, getting dressed, going to work, working, from sun up to sundown, possibly even later, eating lunch there, eating dinner there, and then going home, showering and crashing in the bed, sleeping for 8 hours, and going back and doing it all over again. So,
Mhm.
and that's something that the Mortal Kombat team is alleging, and then you have the Borderlands debacle, where they're disputing about how much someone should get paid for
Voice acting.
voice acting. Correct. and we can get into that in a minute. So, like I said, this is a big issue. So if you're not paying attention out there, like that's out there, and everyone works a
It's not
job.
happening in small amounts. It's happening regularly and with companies and games that you play and that you want to be successful.
Right, exactly. The biggest games, the smallest games. We didn't talk about it because we weren't busy, but one of the things they were talking about is like because Fortnite is so big, they're constantly in crunch mode because they have to be putting out like to tell if something's broken, it needs to be fixed within days, not within weeks, not within months, right?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
the Mortal Kombat stuff we're talking about, they had to fix that.
Yeah.
With what are we like a week and a half from 2 weeks now from launch, right? 2
Yeah.
weeks from launch, they've had to fix this game, right? And then they've talked about like there's some complaints like we'll start drifting into Mortal Kombat talk here more. There's been complaints that the PC version and the Switch version aren't up to stuff with the Xbox and the PS4 version, and that's because other companies are doing the port work. And how do you when you have the people who are designing the game working at one speed and they're passing the information on and to you, and you have to work twice as hard because you have to translate what you've done and what they've done into what you've done, right? So
yeah, it's
so
port work seems so difficult. Like
yeah. So what we can talk about Mortal Kombat is like this was like from the get-go some bad news. So the game was not broken. Like one of the primary problems with Mortal Kombat, and like we saw it here on the stream when it happened, is if you're not connected to the internet, there's a lot of functionality missing. You can't do towers. You don't get you can play the game, but you're not earning the currency that you need to unlock things, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, if their servers go down, or you're not in an area with internet, you're just out of luck. Or even the servers go down, like they did here with on what we were watching, right?
Yeah.
So,
just dropped just a bit ago.
And so for a while there, they had problems with the servers not working, and then they also had like the problem of before it came out, like one of the better fighting game streamers, Maximilian Dude, was playing, and he went to one of the challenge towers. And these are meant to be hard, meant to be a test of skill. He was not contesting that. But this is a guy who made his bones playing fighting games and telling people about how to play fighting games and
Right.
doing all this. And he was saying that some of these challenges were impossible. Like you were taking 1/3 damage in one hit. And then when you dealt damage to the boss character or the enemy character, you weren't even doing full damage combo, wasn't even doing chip damage. And so
Jesus Christ.
And so it would be almost, and then they would have abilities to siphon health off of you and things like that. And so it kind of became where like he's like, this is impossible. If I can't do this, the average consumer who picks this up and plays this isn't going to be able to do this. So
pretty accurate.
And so
more than accurate, that's fact. I've seen him play. That's
right.
fact.
And so like there's a little, that's a little bit of a balancing issue, right? That obviously, NetherRealm came out and said, hey, we're looking at it. Obviously we tuned it too high. And that could, you could ask yourself, is that from like the team who's testing this just being that good and them not noticing? Did it not get tested? Did it, fall the wayside? Did someone just put an extra 0 on something, right?
Yeah.
And so they came out and they said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the max health. We're going to make some of these unblockable attacks blockable. We're going to, tune it so that it's still a challenge and it's still difficult for people, but it's not impossible like some of these were.
It's not Frost fighting Noob Saibot right now.
Yeah. And so like
which by the way, her character design is fucking rad.
Oh yeah, because she can pick her head up. She throws her head at you.
Yeah.
So the other thing that the reason why this ties into that is that the towers are how you get the currency, right?
Right.
And so like the best thing about having the video here is we can look at it and you can see there's once the fatality's done, you'll see that there's 3 different types of currency. There's coins, there's souls, and there's hearts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like
I don't know why you need 3 types of currency in that game.
And so those currencies are what you need to unlock things in the crypt. And the crypt is where you unlock all these different items.
Customizations.
Customizations.
Brutalities, skins, yeah.
And fatalities. and concept art and augments and all this different stuff. And so the problem is like you're like
It's all random.
well, one, you can see just by watching this, like I got, you know, this is under the new system where they fix the rewards, but I only got a few hundred coins for winning a match. And previously in the old system, a fatality would get you 1 heart. And a
Was Cassie holding a fucking Arby's cup just now?
kind of, but not quite. That's one of those. It was one of those Capcom later sponsorship deals,
Yeah.
So now under the new system, they fixed the amount of heart. You get more hearts. You get 3 hearts for a fatality, 5 hearts for a brutality, and then some more in there, and a little bit more coins. But the problem is the chest to open with those hearts. It takes 250 hearts to open one of those chests. So you have to do 250 fatalities, right? And so
Good God.
Right? And then granted, we've been sitting here talking for like 30 seconds and Noob did a fatality, I'm gonna get 3 hearts for it. But still, that's 250 minutes, right? That's what, 3 hours to open one chest? Right? And so
And that's it with the assumption. I mean, like, I assume that Noob's getting a fair amount of compensation because of how like destructive he is.
no, like he's getting paid the same if you what I'm saying, 3 hearts for doing a fatality. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He does get some bonuses for time and some bonus coins for time and bonus for flawless and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do flawless get, because he's getting a lot of flawless.
Yeah, if he got brutalities, he would do better and he would get 5 hearts instead of 3.
Okay.
He would also, if he did a no mercy, he would also add an additional 1 or 2. So, but that's not going to happen. But the problem is like in the crypt previously in previous games, the crypt was mappable.
Yeah.
Chest A and room 1 is always going to be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So now they have like a certain few chests that are the same no matter what. They're like the beginner chest and a couple 1 or 2, and then all the rest of the chests are randomized. Like the contents of the chest and the price of the chest are not randomized, but the location of where the chest appears is randomized, if that makes sense. And so there are a couple that have been mapped out where like, hey, if you go here, there's a 250 heart chest and that one has this contents in it. So, but the problem is that since everything's random, you don't know what you're going to get. And so when you're spending,
a 3 hours worth of grind to open something random.
Yeah, and you get like
concept art.
You're like, oh, cool, concept art, great. I'm glad I wasted my time on this.
Yeah.
So to kind of make up
That's
for that,
the thing, that if you don't care about concept art, that does feel like a waste of time.
Right. I mean, there's some cool stuff in there, but like,
yeah, but if your end goal is to get fatalities and you get concept art, feels bad.
So this is where it really gets bad, though. So, like I can't show you because it's going, but you can bring up the move list and you can go to your moves and look at your moves. The second fatality is locked, and you have to unlock it in the crypt, right? You can previous Mortal Kombat games, if you did the fatality,
it unlocked it.
It unlocked it. This one, it doesn't unlock it. And so the other problem though is like if you don't unlock a brutality, you can't do a brutality. And so my AI character can only do the 2 brutalities that he has. So versus I think he has like 5. So and then like this cool katana costume we're seeing, like I can't unlock that, like I have to play towers or do whatever.
Yeah.
And then hope you open it.
Right.
Exactly. And hope, you just like leave it up to chance at that point. Yeah.
And so like, this game did get a little bit of a feedback about having like microtransactions. And to their credit, the only thing that you can buy with microtransactions are they have time crystals, which allow you to buy things ahead of time that you can get from the crypt. And I haven't seen any yet, but I think there's a couple like exclusive skins and things like there. And then like you can also buy easy fatalities and stuff like that.
It's pretty par for the course,
right? Which isn't bad. And like every time I level up, I get more crystals and stuff like that. So NetherRealm went out and they've patched the difficulty, they patched the rewards payout, they gave everyone a nice bonus. I think they gave me like $10 in the premium currency, like 500 hearts, a bunch, like 100,000 coins, and a bunch of stuff so I can unlock stuff in the crypt. The real bummer part though is like when you go to the crypt, it is it's literally Shang Tsung's island from the movie, and there's a ton of cool stuff in there. Like I don't even want to talk about how cool some of the stuff is in there because it's like
Seeing it is that dope.
right, and you have to look for it.
I've
Like,
seen some of it. It's actually pretty cool.
you're like, holy crap! How did you know? Why would you like? That's cool. That like I will give you the example that I saw that I liked. They have the scene where Kano comes in at the table in the movie, and he sits down and he's chewing on the turkey leg. See, there's 10 time crystals, which is $10. And they just have his dead body there, just like holding the turkey leg, you know.
Nice.
So you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, right? So, and then there's a lot, and you go through like all the different combat locations and stuff like that, see all kinds of cool stuff, and to kind of have that kind of hidden away in this frustrating area is really disappointing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it kind of sucks that they do that. It's
So, but I mean, they're getting around to fixing it. So,
yeah, little by little.
So, so yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that like in a patch note that just came out. So, what was it? The community gift was 500,000 coins, 1,000 souls, 100 time crystals, or 1,000 time crystals. Sorry, so 1,000 is $10. So, 500 hearts. So,
you two talk amongst yourself. I have a knock at the front door. I'll be right back.
All right,
All right, don't die.
We'll move on.
Yeah, it should be fine. Sorry.
Whoa, I got to mute here for a second. Hold on.
You too?
My son just woke up.
Oh well, okay. Maybe time to about wrap up that podcast.
No, I still got more. I still got more stuff. All right.
Well, it's almost midnight. I want to go to sleep for work, so
we got 2 more.
All right, go.
All right. We talked about. Okay, we got 4 more.
Oh my god!
All right. So, Rocket League. Went through a little bit of a kerfuffle. Obviously, Psyonix was bought by Epic.
Yep.
And then they kind of announced that it was going to come to the Epic Game Store
Yep.
at the end of the year. And then everyone kind of went up in arms about what's going to happen to the community built in Steam, what's going to go on and stuff like it with Steam and things like that. And eventually it kind of died down and Epic came out and said, we don't have any plans to stop selling Rocket League on Steam.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. They're like, they're going to continue to support it on Steam for existing purchasers, and that long-term plans will be announced in the future. So,
oh well, that's nice of them, I guess.
So you're going to get a little bit of time. Like I think by the end of the year, they'll say, "Hey," they might say, "Hey, in 2020, we're going to, whatever." That game's already 4 years old, right?
I mean, I understand as a community, like the league, there is actual MLG people that play the game, so that's how they keep in coordination and all the stuff and practices. But
yeah.
All right, move along. That's it.
All right. So we got one more for when Kyle comes back, but he can talk about this. Did you watch the Borderlands 3 stream?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about the controversy around that a little bit, and then we can kind of backdoor into what we think about it because I want Kyle to be here for that part. So the controversy was the original actor for Claptrap, David Eddings. He says that he's not coming back to voice Claptrap just because of a dispute in pay. His version of the story is that he voiced Claptrap for free when he was there because he was on a salaried employee on payroll, and he kind of just did it as a fun thing to do.
I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back. And so like since he has since left Gearbox. When they asked if he wanted to come back, he's like, "Yeah, you got to pay me," and they're like, "Well, we didn't pay you before." That's his version, right? Since then, Randy Pitchford, who has been on a roll on Twitter of just being maybe not like someone needs to like take his phone away from him, like the president there, just like,
yeah.
Oh God.
Let me hold this. You tell me what you want to put on here, and then I'll spice it up a little bit. He said he called Eddings bitter and disgruntled over a payroll dispute. So, each kind of you can kind of go your own way there. If you want like a good time, go look at Randy Pitchford's Twitter. I think someone goaded him into fighting over Aliens, Colonial Marines the other day.
Oh, they did, and he had like all sorts of like. He was like, I liked Alien. I thought that game looked and sounded beautiful.
Just show me more magic tricks, Randy.
Exactly. All right, and then like the other thing, the reason why I say he's been going off on Twitter is like Game Informer kind of came out and said like, hey, remember that thing that Randy said about there being no microtransactions? There's microtransactions. you know, um, they said despite Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford comment about no microtransactions in Borderlands 3 during today's live stream, we've been told cosmetic items are still purchasable.
Yeah.
So what happened there is that Randy said on stream during announcement, we're not going to have any we're going to have cosmetics. We're not going to have any microtransactions, any loot box, none of that nonsense, no pay to play, that kind of stuff. And so like, I think he kind of like mixed up what he, meant by microtransactions and what the rest of the world means by microtransactions, of course. Right?
Yeah.
And like, I can understand where you're like, yeah, we don't have microtransactions. It's just cosmetic stuff that no one cares about. And like, there are like a lot of games where like I don't care about cosmetics, and it really depends on the cosmetics. I remember when they first did the cosmetics for Street Fighter 4. Was it Street Fighter 4? That was the first one that did cosmetics.
Yeah.
And I was just
the first Street Fighter.
No, I think that was the first one that was like straight
The Street is Fighter.
It was cosmetics, and I was livid because I was like, this is stuff that's no offense, but low effort,
Yeah, and it's also like previously been unlockable like via doing things in the game.
Exactly,
Right.
And so I remember that one just making me livid. So, all this has kind of soured what was previously a good gameplay reveal, right?
Yeah. It was really good gameplay reveal. I liked it.
Start noob again, by the way, Joey.
Oh, thank you. So obviously they talked about stuff like, your characters can talk, you can slide, you can mantle, destructible cover, being able to move the barrels, environmental hazards, interactable environmental hazards, being able to dual wield actions, or being able to not dual wield, being able to pick action skills and change between them via the skill tree. You don't just have one action skill. Excuse me, hold on. Being able to be revived by NPCs and reviving NPCs, right? The co-op instance loot, where you can turn on where you fight over loot, or you can turn on where your loot scales to in the enemy scale to
that's really cool
level.
I like that feature whatsoever a lot.
Bosses having their own individual unique stylized loot, changing the way the TDR weapons work, so that's where you get the gun that runs, and shoots.
Nice.
Gun that runs.
Having the alternate fire for different weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What else? They showed the new sanctuary. They talked about some of the NPCs. They talked about some of the returning characters, and they just showed off the thing. They also showed off their new Twitch interactive
the Echo Cast, whatever it's called.
Yeah, so if you're watching someone stream and they have the Echo Cast on,
I did it during their presentation. I was watching Kraken and I got some grenades actually.
Oh, really? You got one of the loot boxes? That's cool.
Yeah, I got a thing.
That's cool.
Sweet.
I didn't see. Yeah, so you get a chance to open up a loot box and get gear early. You can kind of
so I guess when I get the game, I get a grenade mod. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, the thing is, you can see their skill tree, you can see their weapons loadouts, you can see their level, everything. So I thought that was really kind of cool, and like I've seen that kind of interaction in other games before, so I was really interested in that. What else do we have in there? I think that's about it for that. So yeah, I'm really excited about Borderlands 3, and it looks great. I mean, it looks like what you remember Borderlands looking at, but turns out Borderlands doesn't actually look like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of excited about that. And then it looks like the story is going to be a little bit more same kind of goofy, fun stuff, but a little more.
I like to travel to other planets besides Pandora.
Yes, I forgot that part. Yes, that you can go outside of Pandora.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And outside of the universe, a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right. Well, all right. So that's Borderlands 3. The last thing I didn't mention, which is a shorty because Kyle was gone, is that everyone left Anthem and is moving to Dragon Age 4. They're like, we've had enough.
Like, are the developers or just people?
It says the lead creators have left Anthem and are starting to work on Dragon Age 4.
I never
Jesus
saw a
Christ.
game fail so miserable than Anthem right off the gate. Jesus Christ!
It had all the things that everyone wants. Like,
It had it. It just fucking tanked. God.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I guess that about wraps up the episode. Alf,
Sweet.
glad you made it in here. Don't run off yet.
Oh.
Obviously,
I got bedtime, motherfuckers.
well, you got 11 minutes.
Okay, what?
I'm saying you don't turn into a pumpkin till midnight. You'll be fine.
Give you 2 minutes. Hurry up.
All right. So obviously, YouTube. You can watch us on Twitch. You can watch us. I'm testing out the Facebook stuff to see how this works now. Obviously, send in your questions. Podcast at goldensaucer.net. You can send any to our names. I kind of like the Discord thing. I think this might be a good way to do an episode when we can't all get together. So
I like it too.
I have not hated it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The only
I
problem
could be in my underwear. It's fine.
you just have to stay focused. Like I told Kyle, you have to have the discipline to not like start playing a game.
Yeah.
Kyle, how many games have you played?
None. Yeah, I haven't played any.
No, he went and answered the door.
All right.
But again,
I had to answer the door.
That does prove the point. Like I said, no matter what, when you're home, someone's gonna figure out.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I heard you were recording.
Yeah. I just want to say what up.
What up?
I saw the session light was on.
Coney 2012.
Fucking big shout out to the front door.
Alf, did you watch that Spider-Man Far From Home?
I did.
Oh man, I was mad about that. I felt it's like super spoilery, not for like in game, but like for what that movie is. Like, there's a bunch.
I think there's a lot of deceit in that trailer. How about that?
Well, I mean, like, I'm mad that like they show off a new costume that like I was like, oh, cool. I was like, oh, damn it, I wish I'd never seen that now.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of deceit in that trailer.
I know,
How about that?
I know. But like,
I'll talk to you later about it. But there's a lot of deceit in that trailer.
I'm advocating to people, if you're interested in Spider-Man Far From Home, don't watch the new trailer. Just go see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You'll feel better about yourself, and get some Dr. Pepper, Dark Berry, whatever.
What?
That's the tie-in movie, Dr. Pepper flavor.
Oh, good. I don't want to know.
Did you? Are you up to date on that Endgame? Did you go see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Really, that movie was long.
So it was good. It's a good payoff. I like Infinity War better, though. I will say that.
I've been telling everyone, in my opinion, that was like, it feels like this Lord of the Rings, like Two Towers, or even Return of the King. Like, it's a good movie if you've seen the other ones, but like if you're just like, oh, I'm just watch this Avenger movie that everyone likes,
Yeah.
You're not gonna have a good time. You're like, why are the trees walking? What is going on?
Where are we going, Treebeard?
Alf, I meant to send you a thing that like, not to get too personal, but we talked about some personal health issues. Did you see the thing where like we're talking about Thor? They're like, even if you feel this way, you're still worthy with Thor.
Oh, I saw it. That's pretty cool.
I thought that was dope. I was like,
that was really cool. Like, anyone could be mighty,
and like
and worthy. Yeah.
Did you see the ones where they called back between some lines between where Captain America and Iron Man were fighting, and what they said to each other, and how it relates to this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good too.
We need a spoiler cast on the movie. Yes.
No, that was really good. I mean, you got like 21 movies to look through here.
We have a spoiler cast. Trust me, we have a spoiler cast.
Okay, all right. Get us out of here, Al.
Later.